What Huntington Beach means to me is home. It's the aloha that the community has. It's a very welcoming city. So I'd have to date it back to Duke Aipa coming to Huntington and sharing surfing and aloha, which dates back to 1925. His biggest impact was just the way that he himself was. You could feel the aloha like coming off of him, and like I think the city of Huntington Beach really cultivated what the Duke planted. Really has a strong feeling of aloha within it, which I think is probably one of the coolest things about visitors that come to Huntington Beach is they get a sense of that. They may not know exactly what it is, but they get that feeling. You know, I am so honored to hold the name of the Duke as my namesake. Yeah, everywhere you go, man, it's like you're greeting people with hugs, high fives, shakas. Like it's truly like family. Start my day going down to Java Point and grabbing a coffee, and then bumping into friends and bring my dog down to Dog Beach, and he can just run around free. And I'd say it's like a recharge for me. Pacific City, which is a zone that I like to go when I want to kind of like relax. When surfers go out into the community, that connective feeling, it gets shared. So you may not be a surfer and you may not live in Huntington. They're just they're in the tribe, and it just feels good to be a part of the tribe. So sometimes just coming to the water's edge, you know, pulling up to the parking lot or walking the boardwalk and seeing the beauty that God shares with us. You know, Huntington was always a stop for us when we were growing up on the islands. Our dad would bring us to California to surf the contest while he would shape. And when my dad passed the business to me, I decided to move the business to Huntington Beach, largely because it's Surf City, USA. I mean, if you're going to grow a surf brand, everyone is there. The Duke was my father's mentor when my dad was coming up, competitive swimming. And of course, like every Hawaiian kid at the time, when they look to the Duke, that's the guy that they want to be. So my dad always had that feeling of, man, you know, I want to do what the Duke did. I want to share aloha with the world, which is what my dad did with building boards and how he carried himself. It was already a big, imposing task to take over for my father. And my father's this legendary figure. And when my son was here, like I was raising him to, you know, pass this legacy over to him. All along, he was carving out his own legacy, like a pure legacy of aloha that is rooted in what the Duke brought here to Huntington in the first place. When my son passed away, the city really came together in a strong way. He lived a way of treating people with aloha. I think aloha is the Hawaiians' interpretation of what Jesus meant in his simplest of messages. Be kind to each other, be humble, love each other, be there for each other. That is aloha, and that is Christ's message to the world. The city has really risen and taken that message and is running with it. Just becoming that aloha spirit. My family could not have survived this thing if it wasn't for the city. For people visiting Huntington, I think it's such a great place to bring your entire family and really lean into the surf culture there, the community there. Soak it all in, feel the aloha, and then take it back to where you came from and share that with your community. It can only make you a better person to live that way. And if you take that aloha home to where you're from, you're just spreading aloha and the word of God.